Hello everyone and welcome back to Maths and Physics with Mr. Simons. We're looking at the first variation of 7 variations previously tested, and this one is the basic where the object is simply dropped from rest. Alright, so look here, ball is dropped from the top of the building 20 meters high. Ignore the effects of air resistance. So ball is dropped, so from the top to the bottom it's going to travel 20 meters. Define the term freeform. Calculate the speed at which the ball hits the ground. Time it takes for the ball to reach the ground. So from there to there, how long it takes. And then they want us to sketch a velocity time graph for the motion of the ball. No value is required. So here they say it's dropped. So I assume you understand we're starting from 0 going down. Right, so freeform. Define the term freefall. That's the motion of an object under the influence of gravity only, or motion in which the only force acting is the gravitational force. 2 marks for any one of the two. Now 3.2, they say we must calculate the speed at which the ball hits the ground. Right, so number 1 we're taking down as positive. That ensures that my gravity stays 9,8. Right, the distance traveled for the building is 20 meters, and because it's dropped, the initial velocity is 0 meters per second. They want the speed at which the ball hits the ground, so we want final velocity. Right, now there we use equations of motion, and we're always going to choose one equation that has all 3 items in plus the 4th one we want. So change of x, there we have change of x. A here represents gravity, which is 9,8 meters per second. I have initial velocity 0, and I want final velocity with which it hits the ground. So I can use the first equation, so therefore Vf squared equal Vi squared plus 2 change in x. So in short, whenever we're solving projectile motion problems, you'll always be given 3 variables, because there you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 variables. So I need 3 to find the 4th item. You see there 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's in each equation there's 4 variables, so you must have 3 to find the 4th one, unless you're solving simultaneous equation, which would be in one of our videos later on. Right, so if I substitute this now in the formula there, change in x is 20. Gravity is 9,8 because we're taking down as positive and gravity x downwards, times 2, and my initial velocity is 0. There, 2 times 9,8 times 20 gives me some value there. Let's see, 19.6 times 20, or close to 400. And the square root of 400, which is 20. So that value is just less than 400. Therefore, my final velocity, 19,80 meters per second. So 1 for correct formula chosen. So that would appear on your formula sheet. 1 mark for correct formula chosen. 1 for correct substitution. And 1 for final answer. So don't forget that's Vf squared. So to go from Vf squared to Vf, I need to find the square root on both sides. Right, we'll look at the next question. Calculate the time it takes for the ball to reach the ground. So again, we have our same formulas that we will choose from. We're taking down as positive. So we know the distance traveled 20. Initial was 0. My gravity was 9,8 and my final velocity is 19,8. Right, however, they want time. Right, so if I look there, final velocity, I have initial velocity, I have gravity or acceleration, I have time, so I'm going to use the second equation based on what I have. So Vf equal Vi plus a change in t, final velocity 9,8. Initial 0, gravity was 9,8 t, and 19,8 divided by 9,8 then gives me a time of 2,02 seconds. Alright, so I hope you can see how basic it is. So always, as I say, good habit, write down what's given to you and what they want, and from there substitute in the proper formula. Now all these questions come always with graphical questions, so you need to know how to draw or take the information of what you found and make it a graph. Now I say made it. Sketch a velocity time graph for the motion of the ball, no values required. Well, guess what? You made it to the end. Last problem. So we know initial velocity was 0. We know gravity is 9,8 and final velocity 19,8. So it increased as it moved. So we draw a graph, y-axis velocity, or snelheid in Afrikaans, meters per second. It's what upwards is positive. Right, and going to the right there is my time. So we start by 0, but because we're increasing in velocity, so straight line going up, 2 Mach. Right, if we wanted to, you would have put in here 19,8 come across, and then the time, I think was 2,02 we calculated would be somewhere there. Right, but they said no values required. Hope you follow, hope you understand. Wish you nothing but the best. See you in the next video. Right, and I hope you're enjoying the channel. Please like and subscribe. Right, those of you here on YouTube, yes, I'm gonna make sure I put this for you in order so that you study them in order. God bless. Bye.